Hi, this is Abhishek from PluginIndia. I have Mr. Asheesh with us. Now, those of you who have watched our videos will know that Asheesh, if there's a deity for electric vehicles, Asheesh is the personification of that deity. Any problem, any issue with your electric vehicle, call him and he will always get back to you and help solve your problem, and you will be 100% satisfied. He's that kind of person, so generous, so kind. It's always a pleasure to interact with him. We had met him in Delhi, of course, and we had discussed his usage of his Nexon Prime. And in the previous video, we flagged him off on his journey from Pune all over India. He visited all 28 states, he visited 5 union territories, and now he's on the last leg of his journey where it will terminate in Hyderabad. So let's find out about the first leg of the journey from Pune to Amritsar. So Asheesh, first of all, welcome. Always a pleasure to see you.
Same here, buddy.
So tell us, what was that first leg like, Pune to Amritsar?
It was a not so smooth leg, I would say, as compared to the rest of the journey.
Okay.
Because yes, from MP to Rajasthan, there is a shortage of chargers. Yes, we had to slow charge twice. So yes, that day particularly, it was a 22 hours drive at a stretch.
Oh God, okay.
We did not, I did not sleep for that night. And yes, I had to meet my daughter, and I drove the car to the extent I can, the rash driving I could, to test all the waters. Yes, it gave me a mileage of about 240 kilometers and a 90% charge SOC.
Right.
Yes.
And you drove 80, 90 kilometers, 100 kilometers per hour?
Yes, because okay, when you drive at 90, it's generally, if you look at the Google, it's more or less 84.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's a difference of 6 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
Which is as per the government norms.
All right. So
yes,
even with hard driving, he still managed to get 240 kilometers, which is great.
Yes, because it was not a regular 80, 90.
Right.
Going constantly.
Right.
It was 80, 90. It was 120 as well. It was 110 as well. It was 140 as well while overtaking.
All right. All right.
Yeah. So it was a complete pressure ride. So networks, we started with the charge zone. We also used Pune. We used the first charger as Sun Fuel Electric in the hotel. They have beautiful AC chargers. We stayed at the hotel and we got a beautiful charging infrastructure they have created.
Plugged in at night, checked in, went to sleep.
Night, checked in, stayed at night. Morning it was charged. They only charged 12 rupees per kilowatt hour.
Wow.
That's the best price I know till now. So after that we charged at the Fortum.
Right.
Early morning, when we had to start, after doing the flag off ceremony, of course.
Right.
And thereafter we used charge zone. We used one of the networks in Surat, which was a government network, and they have about 55 DC chargers. So after that, I think the best was Tata Power. We have used the most. I think 90% of the journey was Tata Power. So we used charge zone, we used Argo, we used Tata Power, we used Bhel. It was in Karnal, and it is a solar power. So that is the best part about that, those chargers particularly.
Wonderful. So this is fascinating because our own experience with Tata Power was not happy, because when coming from Pune to Goa, we charged at Belgaum. The first time we tried, it failed, and we had to call Asheesh, who gave us a hack which allowed us to charge again. Generally, community members are not happy with the unresponsiveness of the app. They're not happy with the charging stations themselves. Whereas Asheesh's experience was with 90% of the charging stations being Tata Power, he had no problems whatsoever. So that's
they work flawlessly.
They work flawlessly. So that's very interesting. Maybe you need to get used to the system. You need to charge a few times and then understand exactly the ABC of it. And after that, it's smooth sailing. So the next leg of the journey. Beautiful Jammu and Kashmir,
yes,
the crown on the head of India, all the way to Siliguri. So what was that stretch like?
Starting from Jammu, it was fun. But as we entered, as we were about to enter Srinagar, we met the first traffic. Okay. And we did about some 5.5 kilometers in about 4 hours.
Oh God.
Okay. And then we realized that yes, we have to take a wrong turn. and we have to be on the other side of the road. This is actually the wrong side though, but the right side. And finally we reached there with about 3% battery, because we had wasted a lot of SOC on the traffic. Otherwise with max, one can make any destination. I've done the hills, I've done it all now, and improvising from those 25,000 kilometers to coming to a figure which would be close to final figure maybe about 18,000 kilometers. Yes, that is a tremendous change. So all because of that. So Jammu, we waited in Srinagar for 2 days, but because of snowfall we could not do that leg. We came back from Srinagar, and then yes, again like I said, the traffic on that route particularly, you have to take the wrong side. If I wouldn't have taken the wrong side while coming back, I wouldn't have made it to Jammu next 3 days. It is so bad, the traffic. Road quality was okayish. I cannot complain about it. It was fine. Looking at rest of the roads in northeast, that road was much better, and it was, in fact, there was no jerks and all. It was fine. I cannot complain about it. Yes, from there, yes, Chandigarh, then Himachal, then Uttarakhand, then UP, and then from there we entered Nepal.
So what were the charging networks that you encountered till Nepal?
I think all these places we used sun fuel. We used the 120 kilowatt charger for sun fuel, which was the superpower, full supercharger. It was a black beast in Solan. That we did. And then we had started from Sunfuel only, charging from their hotel. So yes, we were staying there, and Radisson Hotel. Then coming back, we used Fortum, and then we finally did one of the statics and in Haridwar. And then I think again it was Tata Power, and the whole Nepal. Sipradi is the distributor for Tata Motors, and all the chargers there, the DC chargers, you will be surprised to know they come with the branding of Ziptron.
Oh wow.
Ziptron evolved to electric. That's the branding on the charger. You don't see any Tata Power. You don't see any, of course you see Tata Motors along with Ziptron. So yes, all these places, mainly again Tata Power leads, all the places which were isolated, like Gorakhpur, just before the Nepal border, it was all only and only Tata Power. Yes. And the part was, even when there were service center which were busy, there were cars standing in the row, they were courteous enough to move the cars immediately and let us charge. So Nepal, Sipradi, as I said, the distributor for Tata Motors, and they've been there for last more than 40 years, and we've seen their workshop and all. It looks amazing. Workshop looks like, I wouldn't say it looks like more close to a showroom, but yes, it was really clean. Things were going on, and one can make out, I can compare looking at the workshops I see in the Western countries. Yes, I can compare them. Even last state we went to in Kochi, we went to Kia, Incheon Kia, and the workshop they had was mind-blowing, and I could tell them that this kind of a workshop which is comparable we saw in Nepal in Tata Motors. So it was something.
Why can't they have it in India?
And they told us that they have already approached Tata, they are already in word, and they have already signed in. Their group is taking 4 of Tata workshops. Fantastic. And they will be the same as Kia, or the same quality. Even the panels, they have an auto shutter button. You just press one button and all the shutters are down. So no more panels in the body shop you see. All the shutters rounded up, all down.
Electrified.
So very good.
Then after Siliguri, you went on a tour of the northeast, and that leg of the journey terminated in Calcutta. So tell us how that journey was like.
Yes, northeast was a journey wherein we had to improvise a lot. We had to only use AC chargers. There were not too many of DC chargers. In fact, they were only in the very beginning. As we entered the northeast states, there were only AC chargers. Yes, being a member of NH for EV, they were we were great to get circuit houses to charge, and we could plug our car and we could stay there as well, enjoy the stay. And yes, we were able to charge and move on the next day. But yes, there was only one network we used in the northeast. They were all AC chargers, and it was Argo. They had almost like 9 chargers in northeast. although only AC chargers installed at IOCL petrol pumps. But yes, they were working. That was the best part. We could use them and we could really, top up and move ahead. Otherwise, most of the places we had to choose a point where there's a fast charger or where there's a hotel, which is the midpoint, and we used to be there every night.
How many EVs did you see then? What was the amount of interest in EVs over there? In the
Oh,
Northeast?
wow, that was tremendous. When we used to put it on charge, the circuit houses, the places, in Northeast, they used to come and love it. And, the check post, while taking a ILP for the, UTs,
Right.
the police people, they used to come, they used to see, there's no wires, there's this, there's that. One person got the boot open, where's the battery? And we said, no, the battery is, under the floor. It's not in the trunk.
Right.
So yes, it was fun part and people liked it, That was a part. We went to the Jagdalpur University. We went to the Kharagpur IIT. So yes, people were waiting, the group members and everyone, and the kind of respect, I got, it was like, really heart touching.
All right.
I could never, imagine that kind of, people, my elder to my father's age, waiting for me, and saying that we are ready to, have a holiday today. Asheesh is coming and we want to meet him.
When we were in 2019, when we had gone to Dehradun, on the way we had stopped at Meerut, we had stopped at Roorkee, we had set up charging stations over there, and there we had met the same level of enthusiasm, the same level of respect. We met students over there, they all crowded around us, they wanted to speak to us, they knew who we were from the YouTube videos. So, and they were all super interested in EVs. So, and of course, Asheesh is deserving of respect considering all he's done for the EV community. But one thing I want to say, people of the north, people of the northeast, all these areas, remote areas even, not just the cities, but the small towns, the villages and so on, there is so much enthusiasm for EVs. So, set up charging stations there, set up and sell EVs there.
So as the mission was awareness, we spoke to all the hotels we stayed in.
Yeah.
And they have all agreed to set up a AC charge point.
Wonderful.
And the CPOs who are attached, somehow connected with me, have been kind enough, have given them the list, and they are already in word with them. So yes, places like, end of, I'm forgetting the name, from where you see the, Rameshwaram. So going further down, Dhanushkodi, even there we have a plug point now, which is on plug share. And we could, tell him, explain him, and, he was able to do so, even though he's charging a bit more, but yes, something better than nothing. Yes, so once people start in, yes, things would change.
Yeah, that's what things were like 5 years back, and now see where we are right now.
Yes.
So I hope that in a year's time or 2 years' time or whatever time it is, I'll be able to drive my Nexon EV. If I want to take it to Darjeeling or Arunachal Pradesh or whatever, I'll be able to do it guilt-free in my Nexon EV.
Sorry to say, you can do it even today.
Yes.
You can even do it today.
Yes.
We have done it, and I have done it in such a way. I used to make sure that I reach the destination with 30% battery remaining, so that I am testing the prime.
Right.
75% battery is considered to be the prime, right? 30 kilowatt and 40 kilowatt hour.
Right.
So 30% is 75% is exactly prime.
Right.
So if I reach in 30%, a prime can make it there in 7 or 8%.
Okay.
That was the whole idea.
Right.
So yes, there were only maybe a couple of places, and that too, if you drive decently and you do the single pedal driving, you will be able to make it there and then also.
Okay, so according to Asheesh, you can still do it today
Yes.
also.
Totally doable, yes.
So my friends in the northeast, I'm coming to you soon.
Oh, we found a person. He has about 12 EVs and he runs a fleet in the northeast, only in the northeast. Now he's about to install chargers also.
Okay.
He is in Siliguri. So it's a ritual we started, it was Praful's idea that, let's go with stickers and we will have a trophy car by the end of the trip. And this would be one of the EVs in the world who has traveled so much in so less a time. We planned the trip for like 90 days. It has been done in less than 55 days. We find a person who is influential enough where, some public can gather and we can, tell people more about the electric car and the purpose of our drive. So that was the whole idea, to gather crowd with the stickers and more people asking us about the stickers, why are they there? So that was the whole idea.
Okay. So Okay, so next leg of the journey from Calcutta all the way down to Kanyakumari, the southernmost tip of India. If Jammu and Kashmir are the head, then Kanyakumari is the feet. And a more beautiful location I cannot imagine to stop and just take in the magnificence of India. You stand there and you look up, and the whole of India is spread out in front of you in the front, and in the behind you is the Indian Ocean. So tell us what that journey was like.
It started with rains. We were welcomed because there was a storm warning, there was a cyclone warning,
Right.
and it started with rain. But yes, like we experienced each and every road in northeast. There were places like 250-kilometer stretch where one or two places where I was not really confident. Praful and my wife pushed me, that you can do it. Don't worry about it. It's just 250 kilometers. But when there's a steep hill and there's 100 kilometers, there's no road. And you feel scared. And after 15 kilometers, first 15 kilometers, we see one pickup vehicle roaming around there, and I shout, yes, there are people here. They exist. If one has to call a RSA there's not even, you don't even get network there.
Okay.
It's no proper network. So they will also take some days, but we were confident about the car. And yes, we did that part. Coming back to the south and, coming back from Kolkata to Kanyakumari, yes, the coastal road was beautiful. Like you said, the Indian Ocean at one side.
Yeah.
And we were going through it, and we were getting calls from our families because of the, cyclone warning, and how the news media, takes those things and, explains people. They have to, of course, do their bit. But there were no rains there, what we experienced. Yes, there was a bit of power outage we faced. But the network with Xeon, it was so powerful. We called their customer care, and there was a power, and they said we will start the fail-safe mode.
Wow.
They were happy to do it, and now they have enabled the auto gun feature.
Okay.
And I just go there, they did the mapping, and after that, now I go to the Xeon charger. All I do is I plug the gun and nothing else. 5 seconds and the charger starts.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
Okay.
That part, that feature is what India requires. But yes, that might, go in a different way also, because people are not going to learn how to use the application.
Right.
And when they go in, if that does not work that day, they wouldn't know how to start it.
Right.
So
Fantastic.
yes.
East Coast, what charging network did you use?
We were all over Xeon.
Only Xeon.
We used one of the charge mode charger. We used one of the EESL chargers.
Right.
That was at a beach. We went to meet the community guys. So yes, like everywhere, community people were there to meet us, and everyone was like, somebody got us a room, somebody got us a lunch, somebody got us a dinner. They were all trying to help us, and try to some way say, yes, we love you. Like Odisha people welcomed us, Jammu people welcomed us, Bangalore guys welcomed us. So it was all crazy. And of course Gurgaon, when we went to Gurgaon, Fortum gave us all the treats.
So you went from Cape Comorin to Bangalore, and there your journey more or less terminated. But then you heard that we are test driving the Tata Tiago. So you came to meet us in Goa.
Yes.
So tell us about that journey.
We were supposed to come here tomorrow actually, but we landed today only. That because we could meet you guys, and we could test the Tiago EV also.
Right.
He could rather, because he wants to buy it for his dad.
Okay.
I have already tested it out at the Tiago launch.
Right.
I was invited by Tata.
Yes, of course.
Yes, so
You and Atul.
me, Atul, Vivek and Samir,
Right.
we were all there from the group. And yes, we were like, we tried it on the road as well.
Right.
So yes, it was lovely.
Wonderful. So
It was all a good experience. Even this leg, we use the same network as Xeon,
Okay.
Tata Power, and yes, here we started with GOBP.
Right. So, all right. So, final two questions. First question, what was the level of support that you received from Tata throughout your journey? And the second question, did you face any problems on the journey? And especially, did you face the dreaded critical error that we all are destined to experience at least once with the Tata?
So none of the errors we faced, nor the critical error. And we did not even face any welding contractor errors. So no charging errors, luckily. And like I said, there are a couple of things if we try and manage that. Like if you hold the gun, you pull it upwards while you have plugged it in the car before the charging starts and keep it lifted up till the charging initiates, there wouldn't be any problem.
Okay.
So there is a cavity just above the connector.
Right.
That cavity is where the actuator pin goes.
Right.
To my knowledge, to my experience, that actuator pin, loses that part to go inside smoothly, and that is where the problem occurs. The lock does not happen and the charging does not initiate.
Okay.
If that cavity, maybe it's a bit more larger, it would help. But yes, again, then the locking, concept would probably go away. People can pull it because they will have some more momentum to pull it out with force.
Right.
So yes, but apart from that, nothing else. Tata people supported us nicely. We got almost what, within this 16,000 kilometers, we got a couple of washes and maybe one general checkup and one coolant change.
Okay.
That's it. Yes,
Fine.
because that was due for the service.
Fine.
And that is what they provided us. Yes, they were kind enough to take the appointment the same day, because we did not knew when is that we are going to get that much of time.
Okay.
Which is the part we can wait and we can go with the servicing and then we can go ahead, because it usually takes a day, and it did with us also.
All right.
We reached there 11 o'clock, we came out at 6 o'clock. So yes, but they were again kind enough to give us a demo vehicle to go out and have lunch and whatever, roam around.
Wonderful,
so yes,
wonderful. Good support.
Yes, they did support us nicely.
Good
yes.
job, Tata. All right, final question. And this is really the most important question, which I'm sure a lot of people are burning to know the answer to. What did it cost you to make this journey?
So yes, as it was a self-sponsored trip, yes, some charging, point operators, charge point operators did support us, and some did very nicely. Some provided us with some stays, some provided us a bit of monetary help. So yes, we are happy with that. Rest of the trip was supported, self-sponsored. But yes, we saved about, if I have to compare with the ICE vehicle, so if I would have spent about 1.5 lakh rupee of fuel,
1.5 lakhs,
rupee on the fuel vehicle,
Right.
here I would have saved, if nothing much, going on all the charging stations which are public and which charge about 20 rupees a kilowatt hour, not going with the home electricity rate, or the hotels who provided us free AC charging.
Right.
They were all generous enough to do so. So looking at that, I saved about 1,20,000 rupees on this trip of 16,000 plus kilometers.
Okay.
So that was really wonderful.
Wow.
It is a monetary saving as well.
Right.
And the amount of carbon footprints, that is again, something which is priceless.
Absolutely, absolutely. 30,000 rupees to travel all over India versus 1,50,000 for in a petrol vehicle.
Two international countries, Nepal and Bhutan too.
And Nepal and Bhutan. So just imagine, not only do you save that much money, but the environmental cost is also reduced, which is a big factor. So truly amazing what you achieved. Truly amazing, and we are all with you on your journey. We are following it every step of the way, and we're so happy that you're finally done. So any final thoughts? Anything you want to say?
No, all I will say is people should start thinking, and rather than just thinking about their kids' career, they should also think about the health, and they should think that this is the time of need. Save trees is important. It's more important than planting more trees, because this has been there for hundreds of years. You can't compare these to the new ones.
Right.
So please do your bit, switch to electric, at least buy one vehicle electric, and I promise you, you won't repent it. Thank you and happy evening.
Okay, wonderful. And thank you so much, Asheesh. Very nice
Yes,
to meet you.
we are taking a trip, and I am more proud of the community who after our trip have decided many trips.
Right.
And soon in the next 1 month, you are going to see such kind of at least 10 to 15 trips.
That's fantastic.
Which have already been planned and they have started almost.
That's fantastic. So best of luck to all of you who are planning your trips right now.
Thank you. Do share and like.